I'm 42 years old and I'm going to start going to college for the first time pretty much. I went to a local community college for a little bit and I couldn't even afford to go because I was working full time. If you're in your 20s, 30s, you're under 40 years old, if you're in your 20s and 30s, I think you should stick around to listen to this. Um, the reason is when I was 19, 18, I did not want to go to college. I didn't want to go. I hated the idea of continuing school. By the time I actually could afford college and I was working part-time, I tried my best, but the fact is I was lazy, I had no motivation, I had nobody holding me accountable, and I didn't have money. So I had to work. And because of my work schedule and the fact that I didn't care that much and had nobody pushing me, I eventually just gave up and only got a couple of units. Look, if you're anything like me and you don't like the idea of going to college and you're out of high school, listen to this, because I think I'm just now realizing at 42 years old the importance of just sticking it through. And this goes more into more than just college. High school I didn't finish because I really messed up in freshman, sophomore, half of my junior year. I had to go back and get my GED. And I did that about 2 years after I got out of high school. And then I waited too long to try to go to college. I didn't have anybody pushing me or driving me to go. After that, I dropped out, I quit going to college, and I figured, you know what? I'm just going to focus on working. Like there's no reason why I need to go to college. Now that I'm 42 years old, I can tell you that I wish I would have just stuck it through. Honestly, 42 years old, if I'm thinking about my life, where it could be right now, and don't get me wrong, I have a really good job. I'm currently the director of maintenance, operations, and transportation at a school district. So it's really good pension, really good retirement match, 403B match, great pay, the whole 9 yards. The thing is I'm 42 and I'm just now working towards a degree, and it's gonna take me a year or two to finish that because I'm Western Governors University. They have a really good program and you could finish fast if you already have experience in some areas. And so it should help me finish up pretty quickly. But what I've learned is that now I've got to not waste really, but I could have already been done with it, right? If at 18 or 19, right out of high school, I would have went to college, I would have been done by now for sure. Let's say I spent 4 years. At 22 years old, 20 years ago for me, I would have had a bachelor's degree. Who knows what I could have pursued during that time? But 20 years worth of work with what I now see as important to advance, I just wish I would have stuck it through. Before I get too far into this, I want to know what your thoughts are on college. Do you currently have a degree? Are you struggling with whether or not you want to go? I just want to know your thoughts, because when I was 19, 20, I was so confused and lost on what direction I wanted to go. Like I said, my dad wasn't around. My mom really wasn't help in that area. And so I just didn't have any guidance. And I'm wondering how many people that are interested, not interested in college, how many people have guidance? If you have guidance, a structured family or somebody around you to support you, do you think you're more likely to go to college? And are you less likely to go if you don't have that support system? I don't know, because I see some people that are that don't have a support system, and they're this, I have to do this to get out of my current situation. And so I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I'm sure there's studies done on it, but I'm more interested in the reality of my viewers, the people that are watching this video potentially. If you have something to share, please drop it in the comments below. I'd love to get to know you. But anyways, let's move on. Now I get it. College is not for everybody. I totally get that. But it wasn't for me at that time in my life either. But what I've learned recently is what I'm currently doing. College is totally what I need. as the director of MOT at a school district, college is definitely going to help me. Having that college degree versus a GED is definitely going to help me advance in my career. Now, trust me, I was an entrepreneur at one point, content creator, and I only made money when some months were really good, $16,000, $20,000 months, other months, zero for months on end, right? Of course, you could listen to somebody like Gary Vaynerchuk and those other influencers and things like that with real experience, and for them, a college degree is a waste of time and it doesn't work. I heard the same things and I believe the same things. I'll be honest with you, the reason I went with Western Governors University, WGU, is because you pay for every 6 months, I think it's like $4,030, and if you qualify for FAFSA and get a Pell Grant and different things, there's just so much more opportunity to pay for your college quicker and get a degree that's way less than $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. I mean, I might get away with like $16,000 maybe if I finish in 2 years. If I finish in 18 months, it's going to be like $12,000. That's super cheap. And it's an accredited degree. So for me in my situation, this works. If you are young, like I said, almost in your 20s or something, and you're not too sure what you want to do for a living, you're not too sure if you want to go to school, I would at least explore a trade school. I would explore something. Just continue your education and your skills. Give you something that's going to build like your work experience and your resume. You want to be better than what the next guy has to offer, because the only difference between you and somebody else might be the fact that they have a degree and you don't. It might be the fact that they went to trade school and you didn't. You might have the same exact amount of experience, the same amount, let's say you even have the same exact references. The difference might be that they have just that little piece of paper that you might think is pointless. So if you want to get technical, a piece of paper is also your resume and your cover letter. So what else are you going to do anyways? I mean, if you have the time and money to go to school, I would encourage you to do it. Maybe you don't know what you want to do yet. Get the gen ed out of the way at least. Do something. Go to a trade school. Do something to advance yourself and further your education and experience. Otherwise, essentially that's the same as like a company that's with good pay and good benefits and all that, and they're asking you for a cover letter, and you're like, nah, man, that's just a piece of paper. I'm not going to fill that out. I just want to do the bare minimum, and that's kind of the way I look at it now, from being 42 to that's a 20-year difference in the way that I view things. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps you. I hope we get to share some knowledge behind some stuff and some of our experiences. I really appreciate you guys watching, if you have been watching this far. So I'll see you on the next video.